And we are back. Today, we are going to work on building that muscle memory and getting you comfortable and confident to sit here and do this. Just sit down and have a chat with the camera. We're going to start with small steps. Choose out of these ideas whatever works for you, whatever feels right. There's not one way to do everything, these are just some ideas. So, I want to acknowledge first, though, that sitting in front of a camera like this, it can be awkward at first. It can be awkward even not at first. The good news is it is like muscle memory. You can learn to work through any fears or any doubts or any insecurities that you might have sitting in front of a camera and just chatting away. And you get to a point where it's not so bad after all. And that's what we're hoping to do here. Full disclosure, I've always been pretty okay sitting in front of a camera, so a lot of the tips and tricks here are things that I've picked up from other people or that I've found out in some research that I've been doing, um, just to try and give you that different perspective and some ideas from people who have not always been comfortable chatting away. First thing I want you to do is start small. I want you to practice without pressure. What I mean by that is just start. Record anything with no intention of it going anywhere. None at all. You're going to delete it. Just put your phone on selfie mode, hold it away, and describe the last book you read, the last TV show you watched, the last movie you watched, anything. Just for 30 seconds. You don't even have to watch it back if you're not ready to do that yet. Just do it every day. Every day. Or just tell it about your day. What did you do today? Every day for a week, I want you to just record something on your phone. Doesn't have to sound great, doesn't have to look great, can be wherever you are. You don't have to look good, you're deleting it. Just remember that. It's not going anywhere. Nobody else is watching it. You're deleting it. All we're doing here is building that muscle memory of you talking to a camera with no pressure at all. There is no pressure at all. Delete it before it even hits the cloud. Just get started and do it. That's a challenge if you're starting from really not feeling comfortable doing this. All right. If you want to watch it back, that's kind of the next step. Watch it back, listen to it back. Start to watch it with a bit more of an analytical mind. I want you to, if you do get to the point where you are listening back, start to notice the difference of the sound quality if you're recording outside versus inside, or the lighting, depending on where you're recording in the house, in your office, outside, inside, wherever it might be. Start to take notice of the technical aspects. That will help remove your personal feelings about how you might look or how you might sound and get you focusing and also learning along the way about some of those more technical aspects. You'll start to learn that, holding your phone over here, you know, you might be causing yourself a shadow if you're holding it there and you're in your normal office spot and the lighting's behind there. Look out for things like that. Start to look at the video from a technical aspect and start to realize, okay, maybe I should face this way to get better lighting, or I'm getting reflection in my glasses if I sit here, or if I look up too far or down too far. Start to focus in less on what you're saying, less on what you're doing, hand actions, all of that kind of stuff, and focus more on the technical side. Critique it from that point of view without even really paying attention to what you're saying or doing. All right. Next step after you've done that, pretend you're talking to a friend. Most of us got through COVID with Zoom meetings. So there's a chance you're kind of used to that. The only difference is this time in your Zoom meeting, you're not actually talking to a real person. You can put a photo of them up in front of you if you like, but you're talking to a bot. You're talking to a recording. So rather than thinking of it like a recording, think of it, all right, so how would I talk to a colleague over Zoom about whatever topic it might be? Imagine you're talking to your best client or a friend, someone who has always been a cheerleader for your work. And all you have to do is start introducing your business, what it does, why you do it, who you do it for. Now we're getting used to talking about our business on camera, as opposed to just talking about whatever TV show we watched yesterday. So practice, practice, practice with that. If you're recording into something that gives you a transcript, I know we haven't really covered that yet, but if you are recording into something that gives you a transcript, go back over it and see where you might have stumbling blocks in your elevator pitch. See where things aren't flowing quite right for you. You might have written your USP down and saying it out loud or saying it to camera, it comes across stilted or not sounding like you. Go through the transcript again. You don't quite have to listen to yourself yet unless you're really comfortable hearing your voice back, but at least go through the transcript and sort of see where you might have had ums and ahs, repeated words. That's a sign that you're stumbling and not totally comfortable with the words that you're saying. And just work on that side of things first. Work on actually getting the words that you want to say, the script that you want to say in your USP or in your introduction to your business, getting that part right. So it helps you sound more natural if you're using a script that you have actually worked on from that perspective rather than just reading it in your head off your screen. Next, this one's a bit of a mindset shift. It's not about being perfect. It's about providing value to your audience. They don't care if what you put out is slightly imperfect. They care if you're giving them value or not. And value can be anything. It doesn't just have to be your educational posts that teach them how to do something. Value could be entertainment. You could entertain them for 30 seconds by telling a story of a client that you worked with that you loved. You could provide value by, I don't know, giving them something funny to think about. By, I don't know, I'm probably going to cut this bit. No, I won't, because now you know that even people like me who do this all day, every day, stumble a little bit. But it's okay to stumble a little bit. It's okay. And as long as your audience is getting something out of it, it's a transaction. As long as they're getting something out of it, even if that is entertainment in some form, then why deprive them of that just because you don't have everything perfect? My hair's not perfect today. Goodness no. I like cutting it all off this morning. Am I still here recording so that I can give you value? Absolutely I am. Because it's not about me. It's about the value that I can give the audience. That's a huge mindset shift when you're thinking about doing video. Another little thing to remember, and you've probably been doing it this whole time, most people are reading the captions. They're not paying super, finicky attention to you and your face and how you look. And most of the time as you're talking, they're reading the captions along with you. Occasionally they might look around. They don't care if your hair's not perfect. They don't care if you stumble a couple of times. It's fine. People care far more for what you're saying than whether you said it perfectly. Next, and this is something that I fail to do myself a lot just because I get excited and I want to just do the video. But know what you're going to say. It really helps with confidence. So confidence comes from preparation. It comes from having a couple of notes down in front of you, like I do now, about what you want to say. Is this entire thing scripted? Nah. Have I got some notes in front of me? You'll see me look down every now and then. Yep, I do. Because otherwise I'll go off track, and they also help me feel settled, feel in control. So have your notes together. It doesn't have to be a perfect script. Because if you do a perfect script, what tends to happen is if you do stumble or make a mistake, you feel like you have to restart the whole thing because you haven't completely followed the script. So that's almost a little mindset thing there as well. So don't necessarily have to script yourself to the word, to the letter, but give yourself some pointers. You know your topic. You know what you're talking about when you're talking about your business and what you do. To keep yourself on track and to make yourself feel confident and make that come across, write down a few notes, just your outline, a few key points that you might want to make along the way. You can give yourself a bit of a structure if you like. Now, there'll be a bunch of different structures in an attachment within the course that you can download and you can have a look at. But one of them is just to start with a hook, something that grabs attention. A really popular one over the past year, 2024, that I don't think will be as popular in 25, was the here's an unpopular opinion, or you might not agree with this. Those are hooks. At the moment, what's starting to do really well, and I kind of like, is coming in midpoint through the storytelling and generating some curiosity that way. So start with your hook, share your main message or tell your main story, and end with a clear call to action. It might be, feel free to send me an email and ask about XYZ. Comment below for the link to X. Any of those sort of things. They're your call to actions. With a structure, with a bit of an outline, with some notes and some key points in front of you, you're going to feel a lot more prepared, a lot less nervous, and that's one less thing in your brain that you have to worry about. I talk a lot about reducing the load on your brain, and the more of the practical stuff you can get out of the way, the calmer you'll be, and the more you can focus on keeping yourself in that space where you can be confident, where you can speak with authority, and where you can show up the way you want to show up instead of worrying about all the things because you haven't done all of the practical stuff beforehand. That's what this is all about. Next one. I told you before in step 1 to look at the technical stuff, your lighting, your sound, the difference it makes in different rooms, different microphones, different cameras. I want you to piece all of that information together, look back over them if you didn't delete them. And I want you to piece all of that together and get your environment right. Where did it look the best? Where did it sound the best? What did you do? If you need to keep practicing, go back and do it again. You don't have to talk about your business. You can go back to talking about anything. You can go back to, a week of trialing different locations, different lighting, different spots in your office just by recapping TV shows. You don't have to do anything amazing. This is just to see what it looks like once you are talking and moving around, and catching little things like the reflections and those kind of things. So this is where I want you to think back to that. Another couple of things to think about, and you've probably heard me say this before if you've followed me at all. Make sure you have your camera or phone or whatever at eye height or slightly above. I do prefer eye height. Mine is a little bit above just because it's on top of my monitor. You don't want to have the camera below you because nobody wants to see your boogers. Little catchphrase of mine there. You don't want it too far above because especially if you do have notes in front of you on your monitor or anything like that, you don't want to be, looking right down for your notes and then looking right up there for your camera. You want it somewhere sort of straight in front of you. Not only that, it helps with how you look, how you feel. If you're looking straight, the audience also feels like you're looking more at them. So even if you are making eye contact with the camera, if it's in a really awkward position where you wouldn't normally be speaking with somebody, then they're going to feel that awkwardness as well. In saying that, it's probably right that mine's a little bit high. If you've ever seen me in person, I am quite short, which means when I'm talking to most people, I probably am looking up. Food for thought there. Anyway, lighting. Now, what you'll notice about me right now, it's actually quite dull in here. I haven't got a lot of natural light to work with today. So I've got a little light. You can see my hand lit up there. I've got a little light just above my camera. Now you'll see that does reflect on my glasses every now and then. I do catch myself and make sure that I'm looking slightly down or facing my whole head slightly down. Just a sort of micro adjustment there to make that not happen. Um, but when you are, setting yourself up, when you are getting your environment right, having artificial lights that are set up right and are easy to use and easy for you to just go, yep, it's a really bad day outside, or it's nighttime and I want to do some recording. Don't limit yourself to only recording your reels at certain times of day on good weather days. Because what I want is to have you set up so that whenever you feel confident, whenever you feel like you want to cover a subject, or whenever you've put it into your calendar, you can just do that. And it takes one of the excuses away. If one of your excuses is, oh, it's a really dark day and I look really dull, and no, no, go out, Kmart, $15, buy yourself a little light that faces you. And you can get adjustable ones so that you can make them warm light, cool light, brighter, duller. This one's probably a bit bright right now because it got even duller since I started recording outside. But have your own space, have it always ready to go. So have your mic plugged in, have your camera ready to go, just have everything ready to go. And like I say, test it over a week or so until you're happy, till you're comfortable. And that again takes away some of that brain power that you then don't need to go, oh, I need to set myself up to record. If it's all ready to go, you'll just do it when you feel like it. All right. Now, when you are looking back at your own video, it is very easy, and I do this as well, to criticize yourself. So, okay, yeah, I'm going into a little bit of the, you know, woo-woo almost stuff here, but don't criticize yourself. You can criticize your lighting, you can criticize the sound, you can criticize your environment all you like. You not having your hair perfectly done, not a reason to criticize. Your voice will always, always, always sound weird to you. You're used to hearing your voice from inside your head. It sounds totally different when it's not vibrating inside your head. There's a whole science piece behind that. You're comfortable with your voice when you can hear it in real time when you're talking. You won't be comfortable with your voice. It's very hard to be comfortable with your voice in a recording. It doesn't feel like you. It doesn't feel right. It'll sound pitchy or whiny or something. It'll sound something. Give yourself a break. We all sound weird to ourselves. We all look weird to ourselves. Don't pick on a face you might have pulled for half a second because that's where you paused the video. People, even if they do pause on an awkward point, most of the time they just have a little bit of a giggle about it and move on. When was the last time you paused at a weird point on a video and they looked completely ridiculous and you thought, oh, well, I don't like that person anymore? Don't pick on yourself. Pick on everything else because those are things you can fix. Don't pick on yourself. You're doing this because you have something that your audience wants. You have value that your audience wants to hear. They want to see. They want to feel comfortable with you, your brand, and your business before they buy. And this is how to do it. What's not? That's what they want. That's what they relate to. That's what you relate to when you're buying from a small or medium business. You relate to the people. People want people. Be a person. You're not a machine. So, here's a challenge. Like I said in the beginning, I want you to record a video every single day this week. Now, depending on where you're up to in your journey of getting confident on camera, record a 30-second clip of a TV show you watched or something you read and delete it, or start to critique the environment you're in. Look at your lighting, look at your sound, where you're sitting, how you're sitting, if you've got any reflections anywhere that shouldn't be there. Check your background. Make sure there's nothing there that's a bit odd or comes across a bit odd on camera. Don't worry about perfection. We're not posting any of this yet. You're just building that muscle memory. And I want you for a whole week, to record a video each day at whatever stage you're at. If you are up to posting them, go for it. If you're up to doing lives, go for it. You can probably skip a couple of modules ahead. But for a week, record one quick video every single day. I'll see you in the next lesson. Let me know how you go with the challenge. And if you do want me to look over any of your videos, absolutely feel free to send them to me or add them into the Facebook group, and we can all take a look if you want the hive mind feedback. But you're always welcome to send me over a video so that I can look over it and go, oh, you might not have noticed this. Just checking your lighting, your camera angles, that kind of thing. Anyway, have a good week of recording. Take care.